Welcome to GDs, and this is Godfather of Harlem, Season 2, Part 1. Season starts with Bumpy on the run from the mob for over 3 months. Bumpy kidnaps Monsieur 98 and forces him to give up the location of his boss Jean Jihan, as he is the one supplying Doogie to the Italian families. Bumpy goes to Jean Jihan and asks him to supply the product to him, telling him that he can move large numbers, but Jean Jihan denies, letting him know that he is a man in hiding, as well as desperate, thus he cannot do business with him. Meanwhile, the Italians have paid Jean Jihan for a shipment, but Bumpy takes the products before it could be delivered to the Italians. He then goes to Jean Jihan, asking him for a favor. And in exchange for his help, he might get the shipment back. Jean Jihan takes him to meet with the commission. Bumpy lets the commission know that if they want their shipment back, they will have to lift the sanctions from his head, and if they kill him now, Jean Jihan will also walk away from them. Chin doesn't care about the product, and just wants to kill him. But the rest of the commission, including Bonanno, votes against him, thereby lifting the sanctions against Bumpy, in exchange for the products. With the sanction against Bumpy lifted, his family returns home. Bumpy now wants to get out from the shadows of the Italians. Thus, he gathers black leaders from 10 cities. He wants them to unite and buy directly. As a result, they will have lower cost and greater profits, as well as more power. Knowing the advantages, they all agree to join hands. Thus, Bumpy was able to establish a partnership and called it 10 Harlems. With Bumpy now having the capacity to buy large quantities, and the sanctions against him lifted, goes back to Jean Jihan, but he refuses to sell to him, letting him know that he gets his raw materials from Sicily, and if the Sicilians find out that he is selling to the blacks, they will kill him. Bumpy asks him if he can sell to him if he has an Italian partner. Jean Jihan tells him that if he manages to get an Italian on board, he has a deal. Bumpy tries to get a partnership from Frank, as well as Bonanno, but both are not ready to join him. It is when Mamie suggests to him that he must try to get Chin to his side. On the other hand, we also get to see Malcolm X, as he spends his time away from the mosque. He tries to get back in, but Captain Henry is making it tough for him. He also misleads Malcolm into believing that Elijah Muhammad might have been inappropriate. Later, he uses Malcolm's research to get Elijah Muhammad against him, by using his research as ammo, and informing Elijah that it is indeed Malcolm who is spreading the rumors. While Malcolm, in order to get back in the eyes of Elijah, goes to support Cassius Clay in his fight against Sonny Liston. But his wife makes him realize that he is being selfish by doing so. He lets Clay know the same. But Clay, knowing that he is the one who showed up, and he believed in him when no one else did, was happy having him in his corner. In the match, Cassius Clay is able to defeat the favorite, Sonny Liston. Meanwhile, we see Reverend Powell finally settling with Esther James by paying her. Powell also gets his influence in the government back, with President Johnson being in the office. Powell is able to appoint a special prosecutor, Robert Morgenthau, to investigate the Italian mafias. Morgenthau, in order to build his case, approaches Bumpy. He provides Bumpy an immunity deal for past and future crimes, provided he lets them learn about the Italians by allowing them to watch him. But Bumpy denies the offer, letting him know that he is no snitch. Bumpy, knowing about the investigation, goes to Chin, asking him to partner up. And in order to convince him, he makes him believe that he has special inside knowledge about the investigation, and thus he can keep him protected. Later, Chin and Bumpy let go of their aggression in a fist fight. Thereafter, Chin agrees to partner up with Bumpy, while Bumpy makes it clear that it will be a 50-50 partnership. We also get to see Stella. She is still grieving for Teddy. Ernie is able to convince her to get out of the house, and tries to help her so that she could move on. Teddy's mom also makes peace with Stella, letting her know that she cannot hate the person whom her son loved, while Stella assures her that she will get justice for her son. Stella learns from Ernie that her father sent Benny away for his action, and she will never see him again. But in reality, he came back, as he was not happy being away. Benny also wants to shoot porn, as it has a great market. Chin allows Benny to stay and work on the project, and asks Ernie to help him out. Stella, on finding out that Benny is back, tracks him down and shoots him. Ernie, seeing Stella with the gun, and Benny wanting him to kill Stella, shoots and kills him. He lets Stella know that she can never tell this to anyone, and it will be their secret. Mamie also starts to get back to her social work. She is able to convince Reverend Powell to allow her to head the commission for voter registration. Bumpy and Chin, partnering up, are able to increase their profits many folds. Bumpy, having money, also gets the Geechee Night Club revamped. Bumpy and Chin find one of their men being killed at the warehouse, but with no products missing, Bumpy is sure that one of the Italian bosses is not happy with their success and is sending them a message. Later, Bumpy gets a visit from Bonanno. He wants him to leave Chin and partner up with him. But Bumpy lets him down. While Chin is also informed by a friend, who is in partnership with Bonanno, that he cannot be in business without them, and he should reconsider. As Chin is confronted by Bumpy, he lets him know that they had a good run, but now, he cannot go against the Italians. They set up a meeting later, in order to finalize the new agreement. But it turns out to be a trap. As both Chin and Bumpy were playing them. Chin kills his friend, while Bumpy warns Bonanno and lets him know that he needs to stay away. In Harlem, the police beat up an innocent black boy, as well as other bystanders, including Cecil, with Elise and Margaret seeing the whole thing. Bumpy goes to the police station to get Cecil out, but the captain is on his own power trip as he sends Bumpy away. He even goes after Bumpy on the streets and threatens him as he was walking with Margaret. Reverend Powell, along with Mamie, knowing about the incident, go for a peaceful protest at the police station. While Bumpy shows the captain what street justice looks like. Bumpy and Malcolm hand over an envelope to the captain, making it feel like a payment is being made. But in reality, he was asked to call home, where Bumpy's men were with the captain's family. As a result, the captain backs down. Cecil is released, and he gets proper medical care. While Reverend Powell thinks it was a victory of his protest. Cassius Clay goes with Malcolm to meet with Elijah, and he is finally ready to join the nation. Though Malcolm gave him a name, but Elijah lets him know that from now on, he will be known as Muhammad Ali. Later, Elijah lets Malcolm know that he has regularly defied him and gone against his wishes, and for now, he cannot allow him to be back in the nation. Knowing this, Malcolm asks Elise if she can still stay in the mosque and keep him informed. Elise agrees to do so, and she convinces Captain Henry that she doesn't believe in what Malcolm stands for. Elise, being in the mosque, learns that an attempt will be made on Malcolm's life. She was able to warn him in time. Malcolm catches the person planting a bomb in his car, but he lets him leave. Apart from physical threats, Malcolm's personal life is also attacked by someone writing to his wife, claiming to be Elise, and having a relation with his husband. Malcolm is able to make his wife see the truth, and he asks her to trust him. Malcolm is also being watched by the feds. Not knowing why, he seeks counsel from Powell. He learns that as he is no longer with the nation, and has an independent voice, the government is afraid of him, thus, they want to keep an eye on him. Reverend Powell is asked to help end the filibuster against the Civil Rights Bill by any means. Powell asks for Mamie's help to use the Geechee Club in order to get compromising photos of Senator Cairns so that they could blackmail him and force him to end the filibuster. Mamie lets Powell know that she will help him, but she is against the idea. Powell was able to get the photos, but his conscience didn't allow him to use it. He lets the senator know that he will find a way to get the bill passed. Powell is able to get Amy on board to lend her support for the cause, and in order for her to learn, he asks for Mamie's help to give Amy perspective from a black woman's point of view. Though there is fiction between them at first, but later they are able to get along for the cause. Meanwhile, at the Geechee Club, one of Chin's men gets aggressive with one of the girls. Chance, being close to the girl, shoots and kills him. Chin, in order to resolve the issue, wants Bumpy to send Chance away so that he can keep his men in check and they could continue working together. Chance, though being asked by Bumpy to leave, doesn't want to go. Instead, he decides to hide in Harlem. Chin's men, not being able to find Chance, pick up his girl. Bumpy, getting to know this, asks Chin to make sure she is not hurt, and they will exchange Chance for her. At the exchange, things heat up, and in the process, the girl and two of Chin's men are shot dead. thereby ending the partnership between them. Chin, not hearing from Benny for long, feels that he has been killed by Bonanno, as he was trying to get into his adult business. He asks Ernie to find out what happened. Ernie lets Stella know the same. Stella suggests that he should take out someone from Bonanno's gang and put the blame on him. With Stella pushing him, Ernie ends up killing one of his cousins in Bonanno's gang. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, please subscribe.